There are 29,000 civil servants in this country, and as the government's saying they can't find one person to do that job.
People with learning disabilities and people with neurodiverse conditions are facing a crisis. The waiting times for assessments are through the roof. The support available to people for respite care and assistance is nowhere to be seen. And in this context, the government has withdrawn its bill that was going to create a commissioner to help people. So that's why I've brought forward a debate in the Scottish Parliament to discuss this crisis.
The LDAN Bill is hugely important for people who are autistic, neurodivergent, disabled, etc. And the fact that Daniel is taking this on today to debate is fantastic.
And let me just give a little personal insight into the level of frustration that people with neurodiverse conditions face. So before I stood for election in this place, I had the conversation that probably all of us have had with our election agents about, is there anything that they should know? Anything that if it came could damage the party or damage their chances? And obviously the things they had in mind were substance misuse or a gambling problem. And the thing I told my agent was that I had ADHD and that I'm medicated. And we know that the pathways and availability of therapies are just simply not there. For very many people with autism, diagnosis is the end point. There's nothing else there to help or support them. No therapy, no support, no assistance, and that was before the pandemic. This is the crisis that we are facing, because the reality is, in most parts of the country, you cannot get an assessment now for autism or ADHD. We needed a commissioner to provide access, to act as an ombudsman, to make sure that people got the services and the assistance that they need. And the reality is that cancelling this bill, withdrawing, has returned us to that point of invisibility. And the worst thing about this is there is no alternative. If this is about having a person to have this focus, to provide that level of attention, that coordination, to cut across portfolio barriers, to have that person act independently, just employ that person. Create that position in the civil service. There are 29,000 civil servants in this country, and as the government's saying they can't find one person to do that job and enough people to provide them with support, then what on earth are we doing? So I just end with this. You've withdrawn the bill. What are you going to do?
We need representation, and so many families are suffering. They can't get the help that they need. Services are being cut, and we need someone to stand up for us and to say, this is an emergency. We need something done.
I want to begin by congratulating my colleague Daniel Johnson on securing this members' business debate.
I want to thank Daniel Johnson very much for securing this important debate.
So can I start by thanking my friend and colleague Daniel Johnson for continuing to shine a light on this issue.
And I'd like to begin by thanking Daniel Johnson for bringing this debate to the Chamber today and for sharing his own personal experience.
Also, can I thank my very good friend Daniel Johnson for bringing the debate tonight.
Daniel Johnson gave a powerful and compelling speech this evening.
So I too would like to thank Daniel Johnson for bringing this debate to the Chamber.
So let me start by commending my colleague Daniel Johnson for securing this members' debate.
And Daniel Johnson, working with other members cross-party, has been a real champion in this Parliament for people with learning disability, autism and neurodivergence.
I hope to make some progress and to really shine a light on this situation, which I think has gone under-scrutinised and under-reported in Scotland.